A very, very warm good evening. This is Unawa Chaudhary. You are live on my YouTube channel, Arunfoot. I'm live here out of Kolkata. Left Delhi this morning, so now I am in Kolkata. And yes, those of us football fans who want to talk about football today, let's talk and chat about football rather than, the cricket game, which is going on a few kilometers from here. I don't even know what the result is at the moment. And but again, let's talk about things. The Indian national team and the fact that Manolo Marcus has called up two players due to injuries in the squad. Macarton Nixon was announced as one of them, besides the return of Udanta Singh, and to me, in replacement of Brandon Fernandez, Lalinzola Chamte, and Manveer Singh. Hi, Suraj. Hi, Kishore. Yes, good evening. Hi, Vicky Lal as well. What do you think about McCarthy call up? I think looking at the position that we are looking for someone as a potential replacement, I guess the question was, would you bring in someone experienced or do you bring in someone younger? And on one side, in regard to the winger, if I look at it, think about it, Manolo thought it might be more beneficial for the team if he brings in someone experienced, brought back Udanta, who I genuinely thought was also a candidate in the original squad because Udanta has been playing well, not only as a right attacking winner, but also as a right wing back and as well as a left attacking winger. So therefore that was one of the reasons. And then the question was, I guess, would have been between McCarthy and Anirudh Thapa. I think those two were the ones. And I guess for McCartan, yeah, it's a good opportunity to showcase himself, to for the coach to see the player as well, and yeah, who knows? And therefore, that is that, and therefore for us, I think it's um, an important step for a young player. Let's see how he does in the national team camp and in the national team colors. Hi Bharat, welcome, and maybe something as well. McCarthy has played in Shillong for Northeast United FC. Um, yeah, it is something that might have been a factor as well in the decision making. Hi, Bharat first. Kishore asks AIFF newly proposed its opinion. Kishore, completely honest, utter rubbish. A federation at the moment which can't um, properly organize the or plan the Super Cup, still nothing finalized. A federation which had problems in organizing the I League, and let's put it this way, the financial issues are already there. Do you think does anybody in the right frame of mind think that the AFF is in a position to organize a 16-team league? I know now from multiple people, owners as well as top management people across clubs, that a lot of franchisees, a lot of teams, if Reliance pull out, could shut down. Right? That's the fact, and therefore it is. It is a very, very weird scenario where the AFF, rather than trying to find a solution with Reliance and calling on them and trying to explain to them, uh, uh, you know, um, yeah, makes makes no sense at all. It's like last summer, um, trying to find solutions and then going to Shachi and supposedly selling it for a high price and then settling for 1/10 of that money. Nobody knows if the money has been paid or not. Um, I don't know. The AFF has maneuvered itself into a very, very, very difficult scenario, I feel. Any surprised of Indian football? Morally, there are a lot of surprises, positive, more negative, I guess. But yeah, Indian football is a lot of surprises. Do you think skills of players doesn't always good manager? Morally, skills is something you either have or you've worked on. and that's independent of what the coach does. I think we are also, shielding a lot the players these days from criticism on these points, and yeah, and then getting away with these things. Suppose if IFL ends, then what happens to the teams who spent 50 crores a season already? Rishikesh, if in the summer the ISL shuts down, that's the force majeure. All contracts are invalid. So, you know, it is start over. I think, as I said, I've been saying this for the last, 9, 10, 12 months, that we are in a very, very dangerous situation. Suddenly, everyone seems to be waking up to that. And the AIFF is making matters, in my opinion, worse. And those people who say, you know what, let them not, let FSDL leave and let them run it. And okay, that's, these people don't understand how the business of football runs, you know. So for me, it is very, very clear that the mismanagement of the federation has reached a level which is just unthinkable, you know. Um, so yeah. So good evening, Banjab. Roshan says hi as well. Roshan, Mano told it's about results. He brought Swooning back. Some experienced guys are missing. Why he could call an be like Macarton afterwards. Roshan, I think I said that before multiple times. The national team is not to try out things, but in a situation of injuries, you have to think what you believe is the best possible options. We are missing three senior players in Chante, Manveer, and Brandon, right? Experienced players, good or bad, that is a different discussion, but these are experienced players. Now, then you have to look at what are your options, who is in form, who's not in form. That's why he's called up Udanta. Macarton is a talented player, that's the thing. So therefore, for me, it's a good call. It's a good call to give the boy a chance, and Manolo will get a feeling of how good or how bad he is, and then look forward into the future. Do you think certain sports, whatever, do you cannot reach certain parts of country? Yeah, Murali. Certain sports cannot reach certain parts of country. Certain sports cannot reach certain parts of the world. These are all, if you or I or whoever likes it or not, these are realities. AIFF can't handle I-League perfectly. There is so much corruption. How would they handle new top tier of India? Secondly, Kalyan will give Telegas rights to SSN, which is terrible time. Nothing can happen. Okay. If ISL shuts down, I will leave watching Indian football, says all you need. Hi, Obijit. Do you think the current new league posture is kind of a threat to still or last ditch antics of Mr. Chobus so that he can play a victim's card? I think it's none of both. I think these people are so delusional that they actually believe that they have a plan and an idea. And to me, as I said, I think a 13, 14 team, ISL, or even now a 16 team league at the top tier is counterproductive because we don't have the talent for that. We don't have the player base. We don't have. That's the first thing you need to understand. And this is where I say that there is a lack of understanding across all boards. That's my biggest concern at the moment, that people are calling the shots, taking decisions on these matters where they don't seem to understand the basics of these things. That for a growing league, the commercial side is one thing. I think the commercial side is already one thing that needs to be looked at. But the second more important thing, in my opinion, is to look at the players. And I go back to what I said in 2014, in August 2014, 2 months before the start of the ISL, we have to look at the quality, and we need to develop quality. That has not been done. All the people are talking big and saying, I've done this, I've done that, blah, blah. You have done nothing because you've never produced anything of quality. That's the reality. So, and that's where we are. That's where we stand. And let's see what happens. What led ISL to shut down is because money or lack of interest? Well, it's both. The finances don't add up and there's a lack of interest. Macarton is not national team level player. It should be replaced by Isaac or Jitin properly. Those are different positions. The coach is not looking for a winger. He's looking for a central midfielder. And Jitin, Isaac, If you say that Macarton is not a national team level player, then those players are not either, in my opinion. So they're all in the same group. Why not Vikram Pratap Singh? He scored lots of goals in youth teams. He was in the squad. Vikila, he's had a bad season at Mumbai City. Very simply, he's not good. Vikram has not had a good season, and he's not scored goals, right? So from that perspective, and they're not looking for a winger. They were looking specifically for someone in midfield, in the central position, not in a wing position. Saturday, so I League match organized by AIFF. I got headache. Then I imagine a 16 team new will be run by them. One real Kashmir player got injured, had to walk out limping himself. No physio came to help. Okay. Bharat. Rishikesh says Hamza only scored once for Leicester City 91 appearance. Is he attacking threat? Bangla media is reporting will be playing in advanced position against us. Rishikesh, he's a defensive midfielder. So my question is, I don't know. He's a defensive midfielder, so therefore the attacking threat. Let's see. OCI PAO player, they really consider it or just faking it for drama. I have not heard anything. Nothing has happened over the last 18, 20 months. So therefore, nothing. Hi, Nixon, welcome. I've been listening to some Kolkata football channels. Looks like Kullan is addressing his home constituency. Some of them are lauding the move. They really are idealistic and think India is Europe. The plan is not idealistic. The plan is stupid. Period. Who's going to pay the AIFF 4 crores in license fee? Who's going to put in the 30 crore to run that whole setup? Yeah, it makes no sense at all. Calling Macarton is a brave call, not sure about Udanta. Udanta is not about brave. Udanta is about experience and quality. And Udanta has been better. What's your opinion about a Pokemon Super League? Pranjal, I take any sponsorship at the moment, which is a valid sponsorship. And, at the moment, I think beggars cannot be choosers. There's a saying in that, right? So therefore, we should be happy. Macarton is CAM or CM? Pranjal, to me, he can be a CDM, he can be a CM, he can be a CAM. So therefore, yeah, you can use him across the midfield. I kind of think FSDL has all the cards in their pocket. They've put in Indian football conditions to AIFF and put the ball in their court and out relaxing with a bucket of popcorn. Yeah, I mean, Obijit, the most to do, they can walk out. They can tomorrow simply walk out, say, thank you very much. We've tried 15 years. I mean, they did that at basketball. In basketball, they had a 30-year contract. The league never got started and they walked off, right? So they've done this. This is not something extraordinary as a thought or as an idea. Instead of 16 teams, there should be 10 good quality teams. You see Mohammedan and Hyderabad, they don't deserve to be in first tier. Yeah, earn it. That's my saying. Very simple saying. Your opinion regarding Kalyan Chaube's statement regarding OCI is, in my opinion, it's an excuse. They are preparing in case they lose against Bangladesh. Robert, I've put it out. There's been no conversations on OCIs or PIOs in the last 18 months. They announced some sort of committee. That committee was never constituted. What are we talking about? That's the reality. Why AIFF need money, though they don't utilize it, even they don't organize youth leagues? So where does that money go? It seems like they just want to fill their pockets, nothing either other. Where's profit agreement is not a bad idea. Ankit, two things. One, they do organize youth leagues, right? So that's the first thing. Are they long enough or not? That's a different discussion, but they are spending on it. They're subsidizing clubs. They're subsidizing state associations. They're subsidizing, I don't know what else. Profit share. Where is the profit? Profit share sounds lovely, yeah. Where is the profit? I'd rather take a 50 crore flat than rather depending on saying, hey, listen, I'll get 20% of zero. Because 20% of zero is a big zero. I think that needs to be understood. I think a lot of people don't understand the maths of all of this, right? There's 50 crores have been given to them and no questions asked. Right? That's the reality. Macarton is central midfield means he can help and defend as well as attack. Theoretically, yes, depending on how the coach plays him. Agreement. Sorry. What's your opinion regarding the AIFF proposed franchise league of 16 teams? Looks like FSDL is moving out. So Ravar, I said it makes no sense. Who's going to organize it? Who's going to run it? Who's going to pay for it? Who's going to broadcast it? Too many questions. Right? Realistic if AIFF accepts FSDL terms, who will pay for running the league? FSDL is doing that. People are forgetting that most probably about 100 crores is being spent every year on running, organizing the ISL. Right? So therefore, the AIFF needs to get into a conversation of trying to get some sort of money out of FSDL. That should be their aim, but doesn't seem to be happening. Is this India trip giving you more hopes or more worries for Indian football? Didn't tune at the start. Roshan, my concern is not football at the moment. I'm working on handball. There I'm getting good vibes. We're working on things. It is moving in the right direction. And on football, see, I don't know. I honestly don't know where this journey is going because if there's anyone who can predict this, well, that person knows a lot. He already has Pokemons and ISL as referees. Rishikesh, I don't think that, again, and this is another point, right? There are a lot of problems, there are a lot of issues. Yes, the referees have made mistakes, but I think the referees have been better this season than earlier. So therefore, give them the respect that they deserve, right? Waiting for Puya to show levels to Hamza. Pranjal. Apuya is our best midfielder, but Hamza comes with the pedigree, with the background that is normally on another level. Sir, is the news about Bangladesh team hotel and practice ground problem news real or fake? Bharat, it seems to be the new trend. Everybody complains wherever they go about these things. East Bengal did it recently as well about Turkmenistan, so I don't take it seriously. You provide them with something, live with it, or don't. AFA, run league, but why we can't get to see quality? Because there is no, the quality part is not the fault of the AFF. Right? So that is also on the state association, that is also on the clubs and academies. Where does the money to the state association come from? Is it from AIFF state government? Pranjal, as said, there are grants which go to the state FAs and from the AIFF. Some get money from the state FAs, but others have to try to get money from left, right, and center to try and keep running. When other politicians need votes, they talk about development jobs, but Kalyan is different. He talks about PAOs here. Okay. AIFF have two major decisions to be made, and almost everything can be sorted out. Okay. If that's so easy. Why there are no more matches? Only 20 matches for leagues. 23, 24, right? Yeah. 13 teams, 12 home, 12 away matches. So therefore, that's the league, and now you have the playoffs. I think previous regime was better than the current one. I mean, that's a non-starter of a assessment, Vicky. Lal. Macarton ki call up DH Dada. Yes, Shan, he has been called up officially. AFF creating new league is also cool and again make us fools with this policy framework of PLC players. AFF is not creating a league, AFF has just thrown out an idea. And that idea, I don't think even was supposed to be for the public, if my infos are right. Right? According to you, how AFF should run their finances, how should they run the football structure? Is it possible to build robust football business in a country like India? Finances and lack of interest. Obviously, it is. But the question is, and this is not an answer that I can just give you here and say, oh, do this, do this, do this. Yeah. So therefore, to me, the structure is relatively simple. The structure has been given at the professional level, the entire structure of that transition from amateur to professional. That's important. And as I say, focus on the 5 points: grassroots, youth, coaching, competitions, and scouting. Those are the things. Bring that together. National team on top of all of that. Seniors, juniors, men's, women's, and then you have a proper system. Let FSL take over everything except national teams. Maybe they can get some success in raising new players. Nixon, I don't think they're interested in taking over the system. I think they want to run the ISL. I think they realize that for them, running the ISL already is a task. But I would rather say let them run the ISL plus the senior national team at least, or maybe senior national team and under 23s, because that is sort of intertwined. That's a very, very important one. Why do you think AFF suddenly proposed this franchise league? Seems like the contract extension negotiations have failed badly. Yeah. So Raval, the AFF has no solution to the problem. They don't have a what you call a counter proposal, right? You need to make a counter proposal to FSDL, and it's not possible, right? At the moment, it looks like. So therefore, these are what we would say basic issues, and the federation needs to find solutions to it. But they are rather than finding solutions to it, I feel they're making matters worse. AFF has two major decisions to make: just organize youth leagues for all the ISL 90 clubs, make entry for all ISL clubs, the teams and academy. Okay. You know that is already the case, right? I mean, okay, you're not proposing something new. AFF can even run well the league. Remember the days of I-League where there aren't no telecast, no matches at 2, also matches at 2 p.m. broadcast at last moment. Old days are coming back. Yeah, Punjab. Yeah. By the way, my city's hosting kick volleyball World Cup. Okay, Pranjal. Macarton over Isaac is crazy. What is Mono smoking? Clearly FC Goa boys. Heck. What does Macarton have to do with FC Goa? And what bias? XYZ, he picked a central midfielder. He didn't pick a winger. I again, like the other day I said, you guys have opinions on things. He has to take a decision which is right or wrong. Yeah. Tata, when you have chance, ask one question to those guys who are saying players do not go abroad because of ISIL, and who's stopping them to send you 15 boys to abroad academies? But who's going to send the under 15 boys abroad? Where are you sending your under 15 boys abroad? Yeah. So 25th new constitution coming. Your thoughts, Mike? I have no clue if it's coming or not. If it's coming, we're gonna get in trouble again. Is AFF good or simply bad? Simply let me ask: is there corruption? On it, they're bad. Is there corruption? I don't know. I can't prove it. I've not seen corruption. So again, everyone's saying it, but I will not go out and say, listen, the AFF is corrupt, because I don't have the facts, right? That's the thing, right? People in today's world, people just make an allegation against something and then it's done, right? So that's the problem. That's the problem. Our network and scouting connection are also bad. That's where our young talent does not have reach outside India. People have looked at our talent and have found they're not good enough, right? If we My simple question is, I asked someone yesterday in Delhi this question. Simple question. Very, very simple. Or day before also I asked someone about this. I said, if there was somewhere in India and a generational or a century talent like a Messi or a Maradona or Pele or Cruyff, whatever, doesn't matter, right? That player would come through because someone or the other would recognize how talented that kid is. So therefore, for me, the question isn't could, would, should a player or the players get through. They will get through if they are talented, really talented, you know. So therefore, they will be seen. So we're not producing that, you know. By the way, have you seen Modi's podcast with Let Figgy? He said all Indians look up to Messi and stop. Not only to say that he said both men's and women's will have improved by lots and lots. No, Zorawar not had the time really, and these kind of things really. Sorry to say that, but these are all PR stories nowadays. These are waste of time. So I've got better things to do. We all know what that gentleman did with his one academy player just to sell ISA club, earn quick profit. Now they're giving Gyan to others. And they got relegated today, right? Are you pro or against promotion relegation? I think all this ISL and I League is beating around the bushes. Grassroots trying to your luck is a much better football. This is the way to go. Promotion relegation has its strengths, but also its weaknesses. Right? So therefore, for me, if you ask me, the challenge is how do we grow the game? How do we commit people to invest money into it? Reliance got 8 different individuals or groups to invest in 2013-14 into the ISL because they said, listen, you're going to stay there for the first 10 years. Very simple. If you say you invest XYZ and you're actually a franchise and you could get it relegated, these people will not invest into it. I spoke to a large corporate on Thursday about Indian sports and about the situation in Indian sports. They know that, they run some big teams. And they clearly said the football system is not of interest to us. Right? So that's the reality. So therefore, our club football ecosystem needs to be robust and strong. There needs to be money coming in from television rights. There needs to be money coming in from sponsors. They need to generate more from fans, be it merchandise, be it ticketing. I heard that the other day, IPL teams now, this season, can generate 60, 70, 80 crores just from tickets. Which means with that kind of money, you could fund an ISL team easily. So these are realities of where we are, right? And therefore, yeah. Inclusion of Udanta and Macarton, what's your thoughts? Shan, Udanta, no-brainer. Macarton, he's trying out someone. Yeah. Why don't you become AIFF president? Chandra, because I don't think I'm eligible for that. And it's not something that I would, look for. Okay, so why doesn't government allow OCI players to get citizenship play? What's the reason? Pranjal, the citizen acquisition process in India, takes 5 years minimum or longer. So therefore, that's on the government. So I watched one interview of Vadim Reddy in which he said that the statement given by Indian national team, which are UCM to the same level as Spain, is not right. We are nowhere near. Mayank, I agree. I was in Malaga in Spain in December, and I'm not sure if Manolo was properly quoted. Just one second, just have a Sip of water. Sorry. And I don't know if Manolo was quoted properly, or was he trying to explain something and then, he couldn't explain it in English. That would be something. Yeah. So therefore, for me, we are nowhere near. We are nowhere near the Spanish under 17. That's amongst the best. Macarton call up. How do you see it? Where am I going with this? Obviously, I just said. I think it makes sense. I guess if you're looking at central positions, it's between Macarton and potentially Anirudh Thapa, and he's taken the younger one, right? Hi, Omol. I am good. Tactics, again, as I said, Maldives in advance, I said to me, very important, we win, number one. And number two, get goals, get Sunil Plak playing again. So let's see. Nepal beat Singapore, easy points. How do you see Singapore match? Let's see. Again, these kind of things don't matter. Friendlies and qualifiers are different. More, and we are giving no time to under 17s. That's also a problem, yeah, man. Why this country regime can't convince the government of India to put money for youth development? Previously, government used to issue funds for exposure trips. Pikila, good question. Ask them that. Imagine Prime Minister of the country, such individual. No wonder the country's gone downhill every year. Yes, that's a problem. At least trying a new player rather playing same old players. Yeah, sort of. Let's see. So Kumar went abroad. Is he playing at good league? Yeah, for an Indian footballer to be playing, or at least not playing, but at least training in Slovenia, is better, you know. And one has to be honest also that Som, when he came, played in the ISL, he wasn't a finished product. Talented boy, but we saw the mistakes he did in the Blasters goal. I think, and I said it at the start of the season, I think he should have stayed at least another 2 years to finish his training. He's got the chance now. I hope it works for him. Right, already 33 minutes on this Saturday night live. Yeah. Sorry, I've been a little irregular. I'm traveling at the moment in India. Do like, share the videos, and so therefore 14 likes so far. I think we can do better. And, so therefore do that. And if you haven't, do subscribe to the channel. And 2,396 is the current number of subscribers. So we're slowly growing. Sorry. Macarton is not Sunanthas from FC Goa. Yeah, Prapancha. Yeah, right. As an answer. Is it correct to say this 10-year deal with FSDL was not utilized to build something for Indian football or starting a blame game? Who's at fault? It's a 15-year deal, first of all. Roshan, the deal started in December 2010. I think one should not forget that the AIFF had a deal with Subhash Chandra's Z Group. They were not paying money properly. There were issues. And the AIFF wanted out. Reliance came. Proful Patel got Reliance in. The money was increased. That was on the table. And a new league was created down the road because the I-League clubs didn't want to become an ISL. So therefore, I would say from a overall management perspective, it has made significant impact. But that what counts the most is on the field. And on that front, the last 15 years have failed. Yeah, one has to be honest about that. Bangladesh is strengthening us. They will cause India and problems in practice for season because India gave them turf, no natural grass. Rishikesh, let Cabrera speak. I wouldn't take it too seriously. Let it, and these are realities, right? The grass ground is not in the best of shape. I know that. I've heard that at least. and therefore they have to trade on artificial turf. Take it, let's see. Safe Protector say FSDL withdraw, and also all clubs say no to these alleged AIFF 4 crore franchise fees, and government pay max per year. No major sponsors paying millions. What happened? Where is the government paying money? Bharat First. Where does this 25 crores come from? I think we need to realize and recognize that if FSDL pull out and say ISL Tata bye bye, I know from people that at least 20, maybe even 25 clubs, franchisees, corporate teams will shut down in the ISL, in the I League, in I League 2, in I League 3. I think people are not grasping the magnitude of the whole situation. It's a very, very, very dangerous situation for Indian football that we find ourselves in. Hi, Akash. So that's it. I said wrapping up, back to Z Sports I League era. Akash, not sure. I don't know. Nobody knows. And if ISL is shuts down, we are going back to pre Z Sports I League era. Because who is the Z Sports? Right? There is no Z Sports to save you at the moment. What, in your opinion, about Macarton? Subhash, I've said it a few times tonight already. Udanta, very good choice because Udanta has been playing well. Macarton, yeah, it's good to give him a chance. Let's see what he does in training and what Manolo thinks about him. What's the best formation against Bangladesh on 25th and how we approach this Asian qualifiers? Amol, I would go with a 4-2-3-1. That's, I think, what Manolo prefers, or a 4-3-3, but I think he'll go with 4-2-3-1. Hi, Rishabh, welcome back. What if you were at the place of AIFF negotiation? What was your approach? And then if you were in place of AIFF, what would you be your terms, condition, approach to you? Umkit, my first thing, I would have started the negotiations 1 year ago. And I would have worked on this, you know? So therefore, you should never have been in this situation. The relationship is not working. That's the biggest drawback of this whole situation. Even more embarrassing was that Modi's podcast was shared by Donald Trump and Elon Musk. Countries like Indonesia and Uzbekistan would be laughing. Yeah. Why do you think Manolo took in Macarton? Hannibal, because he needed a midfielder. And Macarton also has played on that ground. So that's the thing. Not yet promoted. Yeah, okay, got it. Don't you think the day FSDL and AIFF made ISL the top division league was the beginning of the end of ISL? It was never meant to be the top division. No. I think it was already the top division in 2014. Right? That's the reality. Hi, Kumar. Kuwait almost beat Iraq, but they bottled it. Makes me wonder, without Lord Steve much, how far we would have gone in these qualifiers. We're not bad, and we're not good enough, sure, but not that bad, right? That's my feeling, Rushabh. That's my feeling. Therefore, I think we have a chance. You said hosting big event, not problem for India, but why they struggle for building stadium? That's a different thing, no? For a big event, you will sort things out, but for the general league situation, you're not able to sort it out. That's the reality. So the commentator was very straight to match. He was, we are winning match against who has no league, and we are celebrating. Mayank, it doesn't matter if they've got a league or not. But regarding Maldives, for us, it was very, very important that we win. We haven't been winning. I think that is the most important lesson at the moment. That India in the last year did not win any game. So to me, that is something which is which is a very basic thing. So therefore, for me, very, very important that we won. And let's take this and then let's see. ISL should have merged with I-League back in 2018 or should have followed AFC roadmap. FSDL is equally guilty for this. Akash, who says they didn't follow the roadmap? You're talking to the author of the roadmap. There was never to be a merger between the two leagues. I honestly, sometimes I ask myself, where do you get these infos from that this was this was that? Again, look at your sources, look at that is never the case. It was a discussion of how to make the ISL the top league. And the question was, do you take in East Bengal and Mohun Bagan or do you keep them out? And most probably, if I look at it now, most probably the ISL would have been better off without the two Kolkata clubs. As hard as it might sound. Right? For the development for Indian football, most probably would have been better. How good Slovenian league and football nation? Well, only they play regularly at the Euros. Once in a while, they play a World Cup. So, yeah, decent. What's your thoughts on ACM women qualifier India is important? Let's see. We need to get to the, to the Asian Cup. That has to be the aim. But yeah, you say draws on 27th. Let's see. We should have been in pot one, but we couldn't make it. Say you will see him 25th. I still don't know. I want to be, but work and logistics of travel. Let's see if it works out. So far, yours and Mano's thinking is aligned. What's your prediction? How his tenure will go? Feels like a gem of a guy, but let's see. Indian football circus is a nice place to be in the football of time. Abhijit, what I like about him is that he's very pragmatic. I think that's the most important thing about Indian football at the moment. We might dream, we might think, we might hope, but the reality is that we are nowhere near where we want to be. And I said, you see the problems with the AIFF, very, very difficult. If you get in touch with Som, please tell not to return to ISL if it exists, rather stay at least for 5 years. Rushabh, yeah, if I do, I will pass this on. So there are more 4 years or what? So why they're planning now? Who's planning now? Or anything? In instance, if I had corporate person politician with certain sports strong, like Navin Patnaik, to think certain culture is mixed sport. Yeah, of course. It can be a politician, it can be a corporate person, it can be even individuals. Did FSDL have proper plan for 10 years? You were the insider, you know much better. Yes, they had. Yeah, they had, but certain things they followed, certain things they couldn't follow because, even the franchisees reduced certain costs, but in the last 3, 4, 5 years, the salaries have been exploding. That's been the biggest problem. Niranjan sir said that probability was far better than facts and paper. Yeah, that is true. Do you think Sumkumar has a chance to get in top 5 league who stays and perform good there? Hannibal, speculative, I have no idea. At the moment, he's not good enough even to start in the Slovenian league, so he has to do that first. And to get into a top 5 league is long, long away. You never know, right? So there are players from that part of the world, so let's see. After Hong Kong game on the 10th of June, 22nd, we'll be having SAF championship. Shouldn't be sent U23 team. It could help them in the September qualifiers and would give Manolo some options to choose from. Rushabh, the question is, what does he want to do? And maybe Manolo wants to win, right? So therefore, that's something that we'll see. We'll see now what happens against Bangladesh. We'll see what happens against Hong Kong as well. And let's see. Do we have proper 223 side? Actually, not Akash. Do you think the Supreme Court hearing can give a big impact on the negotiations? No. That is independent of that, but again, that could create other problems. Do you think striker can create more damage compared to defensive midfielder? Yeah, of course. He scores goals mostly, no? Simachenko plus Kalyan is just magical combination of competency. Yes, Avijit. I think the Prime of India complete the question. The podcast he has to complete plus respect of the system. Okay, Kumar. FSA offering FF share of ISL rather than fixed funds shows how unsustainable Indian football is to run commercially. Yeah, that's the point. Yeah. I was busy watching IPL, so couldn't come fast. All right, Arunda, what is all this going? 16th of league declared by FF to shut down FSL. I think it's a fluke. They've declared nothing. See, again, what I said to others earlier, and uh, Aditya, watch the earlier part, right? It's very, very simple. It's a potential proposal, a counter proposal from the AIFF. They will have to see what the two sides think is right or wrong, but this is what the AIFF thinks is the way forward. When we look, foreign stadium looks like video game. Is there graphic involved? When we look in the stadium, does it feel like football cricket stadium? It's the way stadiums are made, are built, no? I think the Russian said that. Said as per Wiki, I've seen almost all athletes circulating with the web in some university. While we don't copy the system of university where students can pursue education with sports. But first, very interesting thought, but I think India needs to develop its own system on that. And our university, our school education or our university education, uh, uh, um, mm, doesn't support sports. That's the problem. I'm talking about that roadmap which was published according to that ASL would have 16 clubs for 2022, 2023. Akash, I know that roadmap because I am one of the authors of that roadmap, right? And there was a small little thing since 2020 going on, and that's called COVID, and certain things changed. And there are certain flexibilities in that plan which people don't want to see. But yeah, and one has to also say that, a plan is made and then a plan can be changed because the realities are different. And today, I would say a 10-team ISL would be better than growing the league to 13, 14. Yeah, if it wants a 16-team league because we don't have the players. Are all the European teams better than Indian national team like Faroe Islands? Oh, Sanjay, I don't know how good compared to us the Faroe Islands are, but I would think that we should be better than, let's say, a San Marino or a Gibraltar, that level of teams. Did FSDL achieve its objectives? Morally, no. Everything in India is developed by corporate. This is a private thing. I think at this point, I don't even know what's going to happen if ISL shuts down. We are going back 15 years. Okay, Aditya, where do you think FSDL failed in terms of making the product commercially attractive or keeping it attractive? Keeping it attractive would be my first point, and money spent on marquees, money spent on marketing, because the money wasn't coming in from television. The television has been a zero sum, and that has hurt Indian football the most. If the everyone was getting in there, then something would have happened. Who's the best coach and coach with the best results for the Indian team? Bob, Steven, and Rahim Saab, if you were to rank them. Abhijit, I can't speak about Rahim Saab because I've never seen his team play. I don't know how good or how bad his team was. And again, in those days, playing football is more different than later on. And if you ask me, if you compare Bob and Steven, with no disrespect, Steven, I would always pick Bob because that was a very, very special time. And I was lucky to be a little bit part of that journey. I think Kalyan asked for more funds in the meeting and they just simply shut the F Kalyan up and they didn't offer him pennies. Okay, interesting. Again, Aditya, I've now tried to tell you, you seem to like to interpret things, think to know what is happening, when and where. And, again, most of the information out at the moment, is it true, is it not? I don't know. Do you think knowing the limitation? Yeah, knowing your limitation is always good, Mulari. What's the FS source of funds apart from FSDL? Abhijit, grants from FIFA, grants from AFC, generating some money here and there. Yeah, that's the main thing that they do. Knowing the weaknesses and limitations of the important FAs rather than talking their possession-based football, what to coach. Okay, that was the point. Shantanovo says, how come Punjab Junior players performed so well in Next Gen Cup last year against the Newtons ever Tottenham Bridge? I'm sure there is no lack of talent. It is very, very simple because we were playing older players. We were playing under 21 players, and the Premier League teams were mainly playing under 18s, not even the first, sometimes even their B teams. So that's the difference that there was. Was selected Ranjit Bajaj sold Punjab. So Punjab FC is actually Round Glass Punjab. And Round Glass Punjab, a few years back, bought the license of Minerva Punjab, which is owned by Ranjit. But BFF don't fix your relation with FSDL, don't find FSDL alternative while there is time. Try to still press for funds, get the funds tonight, search for sponsor in the last moment, fail miserably. Okay, and then what can we learn from MLS? Do you think US men's team qualified World Cup? Are you surprised that they're not the number one? Morally, you don't have to be the number one sport in a country to be qualifying for big tournaments. I don't know where this thought process or idea comes from. You don't have to be it. If you can be successful even if your sport is not the number one sport in your country. So therefore, um, be it in America, be it in other parts of the world, uh, uh, you know, to me, yeah, that's a reality of things now. That's how it is. I somehow don't buy the striker problem is as a club's fault. Even if you play as a winger, still can hone your finishing skill, isn't it? And why would I still go to trusting folks? You're right, very, very right. The point is very, very simple. Um, the Indian striker has to be better than the foreign striker. That's, in my opinion, the first point. And the second point is um, it is not only on the strikers, it is the wingers, it is even the midfielders, it is Kenyan defenders from set pieces. The big thing that I felt under Manolo now against the Maldives, he seemed to have worked on the set pieces a lot because I think did we have 5, 6 good set pieces, corners, crosses, So therefore, that's the thing. Then there's so many cricketers who want to be cricketers and not good enough in studies. Most of them are suffering in their careers because their abandoned education is not because. Okay. We expect we can do better in Manolo era. Angry Birds, welcome first of all. I hope so, but I wouldn't be able to tell you if it's going to work or not. If not FSL, then there are foreign companies that can run ISL. Hannibal, why would a foreign company come forward? A foreign company would come forward, or a management, be it Indian, foreign, doesn't matter. That is a secondary. Uh, you know, um, if there was money and they got paid, yeah, you would get people coming in. This proposal from AIFF, the one who couldn't run I-League properly and beg for state for Super Cup. And they say they want to run a first-tier pan-Indian league. Yeah, but it dreaming. Okay, Aditya. Football is not the number one sport in Japan. Yeah, ping pong. As I said, it's in a number of parts of the world. It's not the number one sport. First, Rome has to display Sam Pitcar in the first team of Radom. Yeah. African countries like Nigeria, classic example development play better tournament despite adversity, which is even bigger than India. There are tons of examples in that. Of the school students are not on focus on education morning to evening 24/7 to get good seat in IITs or NITs and next the job where is the place for sports and no chance of sports. You have to make the space. And a lot of players in different sports risk being sports athletes, and a lot of them fail, right? Very, very few make it. So therefore, yeah, your plan B has to be good, but you have to risk it. You have to do something to try and become a sports athlete. In India, people are trying to safe route, yeah, and that's not going to help sports. A man who loves tiki taka loves 4-2-3-1. We made him play 4-4-2 physical long ball and score with set pieces. Yeah, I really don't think he's bad. Simon considers changing his tactics. Okay, Aditya. Curious question. How do you see 70 hours work, 90 hours work? This thing exists other parts of the world, only India. Morally, those who run companies, those who are people like myself, a 12, 14, 16-hour workday is normal, right? So yeah, that's the reality. So those who are uh, talking about it are the top management level people. There is no chance of building a sports culture and sports ecosystem. Okay, Kumar. If FSDL is to pull out, AIFF should have started to look for investors and sponsors. It should have started year back. But yeah, they were hibernating. Rushabh, they thought they could continue, just say, listen, oh, we give the same thing for another 15 years and the contract is extended, period. Why Nikolai Adam was sacked? I would love to see him in Northeast United FC's youth system. Abhijit, Nico is with Eintracht Frankfurt. He's the head of internationals there, so I don't see him coming back to India. And why was he sacked? Just Google it. You will find what was given as the official reason. 5,000 crore loss. Is it true? FSA tried to inflate that number. Is this 100% correct? What do you think? Chan, I think 5,000 is even too small. I think if you add up the real numbers of losses from franchises, the real numbers of losses even from Reliance, from the broadcaster, we most probably are talking more about 10,000 crores than rather five. Yet Nilanjan Datta, Chuck the Football, was so refreshing. He called out the gentlemen who speak loudly everywhere and do blame game towards others. K. Roshan. I have multiple jokes on that 70-hour work thing, but I would be sad as Anta is not Jen. Jen might not like these jokes. Aditya, hit it out. But to me, 70-hour work week, I mean, I work on Saturdays and Sundays, so working 10 hours on average a day, 70 hours, it's not much, right? If you want to achieve something in life, you have to do it. Once I asked a Nigerian guy on Facebook if he knows about Randy Martin's or Odafa, he didn't know. Yeah, but Rishabh, these guys, does anyone know Pareto or Beto in Brazil? No, they don't. Ranjan Datta said that our players don't have a sense of accountability. In 2016-19, our best player was Gopit, not Sunil. Again, Angry Birds, it's Nilanjan's opinion. I respect that. And um, let's leave it at that. Even the education provided in India, even IIT are downward garbage 50 years behind the rest of the world, says Zoravar to Kumar, who says also good night, Kumar. See you soon. Do you think Italy powers in Europe not produce wonder kid like Musiala Hendricks? They have, not currently, but in the past. Huh? What's your view on inclusion of Macarton and Udanta? Game Warriors with Udanta, very logical, I said. And Macarton, that's an opportunity to the youngster. Let's see how he does. But the work-life balance in Germany better than here. They take care of employees. Yes, they do take care of employees, but um, we should not forget one thing when we talk about all these work-life balances and stuff. We all have our phones, right? So therefore, when we're working, even in your off time, you're working sometimes, right? So therefore, you're reading an email, work email, this, that, everything. Life has changed a lot in these things. Is sports in general profitable? American leagues seems quite wealthy. Is it because of wealth and respect for sports American people? I don't know if it's because of respect and the wealth of America. But in America, the American leagues are built commercially, right? They're built as franchises. For example, if a team doesn't work in XYZ city and someone else wants you to go there, so therefore, yeah. Um, and that's how it works. I hope the education system changes. I too had interest in computer science, but I had been squashed in all this. I don't want to study, not play sports matches. I've already rattled my brain. Okay, that's it. What happened to Chennai League? Stephen, sorry, wouldn't be able to tell you. As far as I know, there have been problems in the Chennai District Football Association and, of course, in the Tamil Nadu Football Association. I don't know if those have been sorted. So that's what on how I see how it stands. Right, nearly an hour. We're about to cross the hour mark on this live on this Saturday evening. It is March the 22nd and 21 likes so far. Like it, share it, with other people. As always, thank you to everyone. Uh, you know, and also subscribe to the channel. We're at moment 2,397, so we're closing the 2,400 mark. So thanks a lot for that. How good or bad healthcare and education system in Germany? Rushabh, I think the systems are struggling because they're overstretched here in Germany. Here in Germany, saying over in Germany. Um, but for example, I had a problem the other day at 10 in the evening. Called the emergency doctor service hotline, and then was sent to the doctor, which was I had to drive half an hour, but he helped me out, and then I was sorted. So therefore, in that that's it. When you've traveled other countries, you struggle with time adjustments. Morally, normally not. No, I'm quite a good sleeper. If AIFF accepts FSDL proposal, can they still leave after a while if their losses keep mounting? Theoretically, yes. If if things don't work out. Hi Manolo, my concern is Amrinda should be starting against Bangladesh because of the weightage and importance of the game. Your thoughts? Forget the weightage and importance of the game. I think Amrinda is a better international goalkeeper than Grishal at the moment. Period. So ISL might be shutting down this year. Idea of a new league is being floated, whereas Uzbekistan will play FIFA World Cup. Yeah, yeah. Do you think all this mess of AIFF and SL, do you think it can be fixed? There is always a solution to problems, you know. Um, so can it be fixed? Theoretically, yes. But it most probably there need to be changes in the AIFF for the whole thing to be sorted. That I think is the challenge now, right? So therefore, that is something one needs to keep in mind that that's something you know which is the challenge of the federation as such. Is there any IPL related craze in Germany? Origin, nobody cares. Nobody cares. It's laughable how Steve much fooled effort mentioning some ISL players in his interviews. They were so naive. We should all be learning from Rod Steve how to pull off an interview. Rishabh, he did a lot of things about that. No one cared about cricket outside India. Exactly, Aditya. Even if they work 10 hours, they provide relaxation, holiday, but India asking India if they struggle. K. Murali. Every say, where do you think it has failed? You know, I think uh, one second, what am I doing? Right, if it's a where do you think it has failed? To me, it's very simple. It's failed because it has not been able to do what it wanted to achieve, and that is try and build the game up in such a way that it's profitable for the franchisees and profitable for themselves. That's where they failed. And what I said, and I would say today as well, that you have to create the talent to be able to grow the game, and that's where FSDL has failed. And we have not, there needed to be a little bigger focus on grassroots and youth development, and that was not there then. It's not there now, and therefore, yeah, we need to work on that. In my opinion, I don't think any compromise is going to come if still I'm making losses and likely we'll be pulling out. AFF requires funds to run whatever we have right now. I think it's going to fail, going to fall. Um, Yeah, Rishabh, that's a realistic situation. Very good analysis from your side. My concern is if I look at the situation, uh, if the FF was behaving properly, I think Reliance could be fine making even more losses. That is my concern at the moment. If the FF was smart and played their cards right, I think they could have done things in a better way, but they didn't. Roshan is a new member. Thank you very, very much. Yeah, there are actually there are memberships available here on the channel. See in the preview how to get some perks. Actually, I'd said a while back if we get 10 people together, I would actually create a small internal WhatsApp group where we could share Indian football information with each other. So that is one thing that I thought of starting off. People often portrayed India far away from the world development as a person who's seen both parts of it. Morally, in certain things, India is far away. I'll take an example of what I experienced today. multiple times, and it annoys me. I'm very German in that, right? I like to stand in line and wait when it is my turn. And I've been overtaken left, right, and center today because I am the gentleman stand. And I don't want to start a conversation because nowadays you never know, you'll get into a verbal fight or whatever. I had a grandmother. The woman nudged me with her trolley, trying to push me away to push her trolley up front to get the suitcase. Right, another grandmother from the other side trying to climb over me to get her suitcase. I trying to get to the Uber stand at the hotel. Two guys suddenly went past me, and I stood there and I told them, the hotel guys, I said, "Listen, you saw that I was standing. Those guys came, and you took care of them. These are things which I simply hate." Right. Or the other day when I landed in Delhi, this old lady, pushing her bag into my back, so to say, because she desperately wants to get off the flight, and finally my suitcase was the first one to come. You know, uh, so yeah. So therefore, these are things. Basic civic sense, cleanliness. Um, Not everything I have to be first. Big problems. Sorry. Oh, have you worked for any Bengali clubs? Also, what work do you do, sir? As you said, you were in meetings in Delhi. Aditya, I've never worked for any of the Bengali clubs. What I do, just check arunfoot.com. It has an about me page. It says what I've done or what I do. Um, and currently, I'm here to work on a project for handball, development of handball with the Indian Handball, the Handball Association of India, as they are called. So that's why I'm here. Foundation, nobody cares, busy in bringing celebrity player. Okay, is Indonesia stronger than China? Morali, today yes, tomorrow no. You know, do you see a future for RFDL youth competition to stay? Roshan, if FSDL pulls out, it's gone. Right? I sometimes feel that RFDL players are better than Minerva and FF youth guys. Okay, Aditya. Aren't there any Indian players playing in German Bundesliga, lower league, Indo-German? See, but none in the Bundesliga or Bundesliga 2 or 3. But I know fourth division downwards, there are a few players who play here in Germany. Do you think structure and order is missing compared to other parts, not only football, the way country function? Yes, 100%. I said day before yesterday in a meeting with people, the word that I nowadays say, which is the biggest danger from an Indian perspective, is the word jugaad, right? Jugaad implies to me is shortcuts, right? You're trying to work your way around things, and there, there are certain things where you can't work your way around, you know? And to me, that is something which I just hate. I just hate it. And again, but I was too tired today. I didn't want to get into arguments with these people because, and these are not some random kids doing this. This is 50 plus men, 70 plus women, people who have life experience and they don't know how to behave themselves in that way. And we're not talking about some poor random fellow or something. No, these are, you know, people who would look to have money, right? So yeah, I think Sri Lanka can upset Thailand and Bhutan can upset Lebanon because of high altitude. Thoughts of origins. Let's see. Football is a crazy game, so therefore, surely possible. Why not? A common courtesy in office was to hold a door. If I see someone is coming towards the door, when I do it here in India, no one even cares to say a simple thank you. Why not? Very good example. I did that actually today as well. Yeah, very good example. Yeah, and so therefore for me, um, it's just this very basic things. Ideally, FF needs to find its own version of Lalit Modi who know how to market the league to European football fans. In my opinion, FSDL marketing was way too focused on non-football folks. Rishabh, not in the year one. At least when I was involved, the main focus was not main focus. I think one of the focus areas, uh, you know, Nita Mohan or East Bengal or KK have any homegrown players? All are established world famous cricketers and footballers. Okay, Orijit, just out of curiosity, are you working sent by German handball FA or former handball person as the Hannapond? Handball Bundesliga, Roshan, working with them and working with a gentleman called Finn Holpert, who is, yeah, German handball legend in his own rights. You mentioned civic sense based on one experience or chaos experience. India is not for beginners. Bad message. Seeing elephant on road, foreigner shocked. Morally, yeah, realities. We don't even have a proper league system. This is seriously embarrassing. Countries lower than us are playing better. We have a league system. That is something where I say we don't have it is would be wrong to say, right? It's not working. That is a different point of a conversation. Um, but we have these things, right? And then but they're not working. That's the concern that I have, and yeah, that's the problem. Heard some rumors of Jackson Irvine to Mohan Bagan. Rushabh, ah, I would be surprised, to be very, very honest. Jackson Irvine is captain of FC St. Pauli in the German Bundesliga. They got promoted last year, right? He's one of the legends at the club already now. Um, so therefore, I would be shocked if he would come to Mohan Bagan. Now, maybe in 2 years, 3 years, I don't know, because he's still young. I think he's, if I'm not wrong, he's 31 or something. So I don't see that he's at the age where I would think that he would leave Germany and come to India. Hi, Blue. Sorry, let me just. So I just need to quickly, um, quickly get a new bottle of water. Back I am. Sorry. Blue, good to see you. Do you think everybody tried to copy IFL? I wonder what failed. They've tried to copy IPL or Premier League or American franchise league model system, but copying is not. You have to have your own ways, and that is where I think the ISL, Kabaddi, and all other leagues have failed in India. From a commercial standpoint, the women's Premier League in cricket is more successful than even the ISL. And the ISL is, with all its failures, in my opinion, from what I understand, speaking to people in the sports business, the second biggest league in that way in India. Any update about FSDL contract, Blue? No, 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 nothing at all. Evan ain't coming. Maybe at 35. Yeah. At 35, he can even still play in the second Bundesliga. So again, why? Did your friend got culture shock in India? They were functioned as well, lack of order. Yeah, they got a lot of shock, morally. What will Jackson and Irvine do here? Will we come to play new ISL of Mr. Chaudhary? Yeah, that's another question, Moinak. Thai League has this quota for their origin players. Maybe something like that could be introduced again if ISL exists. Rushabh, I don't want the the Thais have introduced it because they have an opportunity to play the players in the national team. We've had this quota for origin players in the I League. Was it 2004, 2005? They came, um, and to me, it is something where I'd say it has, it has um, it's had its value, but to me, I don't want our uh, I don't want our players of origin to come to India, right? I don't want them to return to India. I want them to play where they are. You know, so yeah, that's how I see the whole thing. But maybe I see it wrongly. Do footballers have patent rights, copyrights for what? To be asked, I don't know. I wouldn't know that. Honestly, in the first season, when I was more like into cricket than football, I still looked like a football version of IPL. Yeah, some might think so. Some might think so, but we tried to ensure in Mumbai at least that we weren't sort of an IPL copy, that we're more of a copy of a European football club. I see since some ex-players become coaches, somehow I feel some of them should start sports agents like it is in Germany to guide Indian footballers better in their career planning. Yeah, could be, could be. Your take about the partnership Pokemon only for final. Bro, I said at the start when someone asked me that, uh, it is anyone wants to partner Indian football is positive in my opinion. Anyone, everybody is welcome at the moment, right? So that's something how I see it, and therefore, I'm happy if someone does that, because we are in a situation where no one is coming forward, right? That's the reality. That's the reality of Indian football at the moment, and therefore that's a challenge. And therefore, if the owners, the makers of Pokemon come forward and do something with the ISL, why not? What area in general to have bad image of Indian sports, positive Indian sports apart from football? I don't know what has good image or bad image of sports. Again, you would say hockey most probably has a good image, but otherwise, I don't know. Like using logo and pictures, I don't know if they've got patents and copyrights. I'm really sorry. Do you think even sponsor and corporate leave you alone when you're down and low failure? No, it doesn't have to be, right? I mean, it's about how you create the story. I think the challenge in all of this is that down the road, what kind of a story are you able to create and able to tell, right? That is, I think, the big challenge. And therefore, you know, let's wait and see what happens. Indian player will give perfect reply to Bangladesh media. They are in fantasy world. Shomo, isn't that normal in some sort of form way? If you look at it from a Bangladesh perspective, their football hasn't had good years for quite a number of for a while now. They haven't been doing well in football, right? And now Hamza joins in, comes in, and Hamza is a class player. Period. I mean, nobody can tell me that he's not a good player. Um, and they're dreaming a little, right? And the reality is they will surely be better than they have been before. Will they be better than us? Um, you know, so therefore for me, let them have it. I mean, the fantasy world also is something that club football fans live in. No? We've had this discussion, I think, multiple times of club fans of XYZ, right? So therefore for me, let them have it. As long as we win, I'm fine with that. Seeing animal on roads, especially seeing animals, is shocked. Yeah, morally, of course they are shocked because that is not normal. And we're not talking about small animals like cats or dogs. We're talking about, I don't know how many cows I saw yesterday, or I saw yesterday, a day before yesterday, I was seeing monkeys on the side of the roads, right? I saw a peacock yesterday, which was following me. So, yeah, that's India for you. Bangladesh beating India is a strong possibility. I don't think so. I don't think so. PC game attack. I think it is a possibility, yeah, because football is always a game that starts at 0-0, and both the teams can win, or there could be a draw. But I think that with the return of Sunil, with that 3-0 against the Maldives, that gives you a little bit of surety. And I feel on Hamza and on Bangladesh, the pressure might be a little too much. I don't know. It's my gut feeling is telling me that the pressure on him and on them is way too much. And it will be interesting to see if he and if the national team and they can all handle it. Do you think India will have tough time? As I said, yeah, it will not be easy, but we need to somehow get it. If we get OCIs, we will hype them like crazy to really hope. Exactly. Hype is part of the game, of your marketing, of your strategy generally. So therefore, you know, yeah. Last week I went Shillong State Lajong, own a hotel, saw Lajong coach as well in lobby, but did not get time to speak to him. Oh, okay, Shomo. Hope you had a good time, and yeah, let me see if I can make it on Wednesday, on Tuesday to Shillong. As an OSAC card holder, can stay in the unlimited days or anytime limitations. I think 180 days, I think was the max, if I'm right. Right, over hour and 20 minutes. If you're liking the conversation, if you want to get other people involved, 28 likes today so far. Thanks a lot, guys. Share it with other people. And of course, if you want to come back for more, do subscribe to the channel. We are currently at 2,399. So one more subscription and we've got 2,400. Um, and yeah, and also do watch the shorter videos which I try to make on a regular basis. Made something earlier today on ISL team review of Punjab FC. Did yesterday asked the question, what does the AIFF need to do for new FSDL contract, returning to win ways about the Indian national team, about Chennai and Hyderabad Mohammedan Sporting in regard to how they've been doing in the season. Is Hamza Chaudhry the game changer for Bangladesh football? That's got a lot of views. Manolo's starting 11, and other things. Do watch them. Weirdly, yeah. So therefore, as always, thanks a lot. Bangladeshis will find it difficult to play in Shillong. We have the edge back in 2019 we played in Kolkata, which was familiar climate to them. Rushabh, we had the edge, but they scored, and we needed a late Adil Khan header to get us an equalizer. So yeah. Arun Amivaria says, Murali, thanks a lot. Do you expect Bangladesh coach focus gameplay towards Hamza Chaudhry? He's a defensive midfielder, I guess, right? Roshan, he's a defensive midfielder, but I think, yes, I guess Hamza will be the with if I guess he will play with Jamal Bhuyan. So that's not a bad midfield. Jamal Bhuyan, born in Denmark, someone who's comes out of the youth team of FC Copenhagen. So therefore, they will control it, I guess. Bangladesh needs at least four Hamza-like player, one in defense, one in midfield, and especially in attack. Then we will say they are better. Yeah, let's see. I guess Sri Lanka does better in OCI among South Nation. Yeah. I guess it is OCSL, no? Overseas Citizen of Sri Lanka. And yeah, that on that front, they have gotten quality from all over the place, from Germany, from England, from Scandinavia, from Australia. They've got a guy even from Kenya. Insane where they've gone around. The other Create One podcast with Nilanjan. Yeah, Shomo, I will plan and do that. Is Hamza not dual citizen of UK and Bangladesh? Oh, that's a good question. Does Bangladesh allow dual citizenship? I don't know. What about if one of the player parent has Indian passport? What will happen then? Also, he has to wait for a certain period. Yes, Suraj, you have to wait until you can get your passport. Doesn't matter. No, yeah. Izumi Arata needed 5 years to get an Indian passport, even though he was married to an Indian woman and his father was Indian. Your starting 11 against Bangladesh. Google starting 11. Let's do that conversation more towards Tuesday. I don't have that actually in my mind yet. Any updates on Anwar Ali case? Jit, nothing at all. First, the NFL, 10 years of I League. What guarantees that a new AIFF operated league will finally see football flourish in India? Such lack of accountability and corruption from the Potato Alliance. Yeah. You raise a very, 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 very important and very, 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 very valid point. That's a huge issue with the AIFF. Yes, it is. দাদা ইন্ডিয়াতে এত ট্যালেন্ট আছে তবু আমরা এত পিছিয়ে কেন? Yes. Very simply said, talent আছে, but I have not seen Indian talent of at least Asian level. The best talent that I've seen, the best by far that I've seen is I'm Vision. Yeah. Good talent that I've seen technically would have been Changte or Lalindika Ralte. Otherwise, it gets difficult over the years. They allow dual citizenship as per Google. So, Blue, if that's the case, that means that Hamza has UK as well as Bangladeshi citizenship now. OCI and peers are still allowed to participate at U17s, right? We have Nandishwan, then Sanidal, 1, 2. No, they got Indian passports to play the under 17 World Cup, Russia. So they could not play with their Canadian or American passports. So that was something that they had to get organized for themselves to be able to play in that tournament. I have seen some Indian citizens playing in about second, third division. Why they are not taken into consideration? They are not POs. They are passport holder. Fan club. Who have you seen? Second, third division. Where? Who? You know, it's just not that you play somewhere and say, oh, that guy or that guy should be. There needs to be a certain level of standard, and I think that is something which can't be guaranteed at the moment. Therefore, this whole PIO OCI discussion is on one side. Yes, there are certain Indian boys playing, but again, the boys who are playing at the lower levels. Look at Spain, Ishan Pandita. Look at Jay Gupta. That was fifth, sixth year, right? So that's the real reality. Why government doesn't intervene in case of AIFF corruption? Suraj, again, can you name me, confirm me, 100% confirm me that what is the corruption that the AIFF has done that the government needs to step in? Do you think ISL teams should have signed more famous star players in the beginning? Hannibal, they did. We had World Cup winners, we had Euro winners, we had top players. We had top players in the ISL 2014. Bigger names. Those are amongst the biggest. Would you rather have private investor operate football in India like the Premier League? We have a private investor operating the ISL, right? So it is like the Premier League. I think this whole talk about making the ISL or Indian top league like the Premier League, it is already like it, right? It is more of an American MLS model, but it is like it is a private entity which is running the league. Isn't Jay Gupta considering going back to Spain? Rishabh, for him, given the current scenario, it makes sense. He's not making any headway at FC Goa. He's a substitute player. He has Akash Sangwan in front of him. On the other side, he has Sandesh Jingan in front of him. For him, it is very, very difficult, you know. So that's something which I see. What is your prediction for the 25th? Rakipul, to me, very simple. I want India to win, period. You know, be it a 1-0, 2-1, 2-0, I take any win. India needs to start these qualifiers with 3 points. And I believe and trust in Manolo and the boys to get us those 3 points. They have the capabilities. They know what needs to be done. They have the experience. I feel there's a lot of pressure on Hamza and on Bangladesh. You know, Premier League experience here or there, it doesn't matter. That is, they've, you know. So therefore, I hope we can get it over the line. That's my wish. So therefore, I would hope that India win that game. I think that's my my personal wish, my personal hope that we can do it, because it's a challenge. It's a challenge, and therefore let's wait and see what we do. But yeah, I hope we can do it. It will be head to head, I think. Okay, Rakibul was more able to speak, able to break even. Edit this in article. Is it true? No, it's not. If Mr. Goenka is putting in, I think, 50 crores in sponsorship of his own money, then those 50 crores are already the loss. Simple. Yeah. Your opinion about Udantan Macarton getting called up? Good decision, in my opinion. Yeah. Look, I also think those two make sense. Uh, um, Udanta 100% made sense because Udanta was one of the best wingers in the last few weeks. And Macarton is talented, has potential. And yeah, let's see. Do you know the story why Rasim Khatun didn't have a breakthrough for Bangladesh? No, Roshan. Honestly, I don't know. My prediction, it's Hamza's first game, won't be that dangerous. They'll be playing at high altitude thereafter. Therefore, they struggle a little bit. 2-0 for India, in my opinion. Yeah, Rushabh, 2-0, 2-1 is what I think will happen, hopefully. Um, yeah, so that would be very, very good if India somehow can win, right? That's that's the most I hope, I wish that we can do and then can get it sorted. Right, more than 90 minutes. It's already 11:31 p.m. in India. Um, slowly coming to an end. Bruce says many were saying Jitin, but Udanta played better in last league games. I wanted Isaac, but he was injured for most part. Blue, it makes sense. Even if Jitin was in a better form, and even if Isaac was in a better form, I would have taken Udanta because you need experience. To me, that experience factor at Indian national football counts, and Udanta brings exactly that into the team. And that experience you can't buy. That is something you either have or you don't, and Udanta has that, and therefore I think we should take that. Blues prediction says also 2-0. While Farooq was good in the second half, combined well with Sunil, could be started as a number 10. I also thought, I mean, I was doing a late reaction show after the game, and a lot of people said that they did like, I liked the way he played, and then, um, so therefore to me, that's something, right? So let's see. Goodbye and good night, says Suraj. Good night. Catch you soon. Monok adds a missing Chante, Manvir, Brandon. Exactly. That is a lot of experience that we're missing, especially Chante and Brandon would have most probably been automatic starters. That's why, yeah, let's hope Manolo can sort this out. Good night, says Blue. Therefore, I'll also come to an end for tonight. As always, like, share, and subscribe Arun Foot here on YouTube. Thank you as always for your likes and for your shares, and of course subscribe to the channel. We crossed the 2,400 mark today, so the 2,401. Thank you very, very much, everybody. And as I said, watch the shorter videos, push them, especially the ones with the I-League. I've done a few of them now already. We'll continue with that series, and then we'll work on that, and therefore yeah, keep supporting, and I'll catch you very, very soon. Not sure if and when tomorrow. I don't think I can do a live. Maybe Monday late evening. I'll try and do a live once I'm back for my meetings. And then Tuesday, let's see what happens on Tuesday. Still not sure. And I'll catch you very, very soon. Yeah. And Rushabh says, you see the other mistakes always take over the good moments unless you score. That's what happened to Farooq. Agree. Gute Nacht, Rushabh. Good night. Last year I saw Maldives, Bangladesh had possession, but were shaky. And Maldives was beaten out of Bangladesh counterattacks. They lost one. Okay. I want Amin to give us a surprise. Okay, Rakibul. Let's see what happens. Thanks again, everyone, for joining in. This is Onawa Chaudhary signing off. As I said, like, share, and subscribe Arun Foot. Follow my other social medias. Some interesting stuff on my Instagram. And of course, visit arunfoot.com as well. Speak to you soon. Bye. Good night.